wasn't going to be in today.
Hey guys, good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope everybody's doing amazing. Guys, continued updates on, where to go, what to do, how to shop, how to act. As we face something that we've never ever faced before, which is the threat of a global pandemic. And unlike some things, the only thing that will stop the spread of this potential virus is social distancing and really having care and concern about where you go, what you do, um, who you spend time with. All of that matters. And so we had several particular questions last night that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be reviewing some of the notes that we've gone over the last few days, and we really just want to. Good morning, Joanna. We really just want to keep you guys informed. And if you haven't shared this broadcast, share the broadcast because a lot of people are looking for where do I get what, and this is how you improve community. Community is about helping everybody understand how to survive right now, not just from a not just from a financial perspective. Thank you for the hearts, Joanna, but also from a psychological perspective. A lot of people are concerned about, their jobs. What am I going to do with the kids? What am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with that? So over the next few days, we're going to continue to give you guys the updates you need to really understand how you get through this. I was telling them last night that spending that time in that long line at the grocery store is not necessarily fruitful. You are better off. And let me tell y'all on the low low, I sat and watched Instacart. I've become an Instacart stalker. And if you want to sign up for Instacart, guys, so they can bring the groceries to you, or so that you can pick the groceries up. Where's that coming from?
I mean,
So you can pick the groceries up at the store. I encourage you guys to go to bit.ly/food delivery. bit.ly/food delivery and grab. Let me see where that is coming from. Y'all hear that now?
well, it's gone
Okay,
now. Yeah, it's gone.
I think it goes going. So and grab your Instacart registration because I sat and watched last night. They went from we don't have any spaces until Sunday afternoon until we don't have any space to tomorrow afternoon to by the time I woke up this morning, they said you can get your groceries in the next 4 hours.
Oh wow.
Exactly. So I said, okay, shelves are gonna be stocked again. They're probably gonna start shopping in the next hour or two. Let me go ahead and put my order in. So patience is key. You might want to think about places like surrounding cities and surrounding counties that don't have as many people, especially if you live in like a major metropolitan area. Put in a curbside delivery at a country store. They're not gonna have as much foot traffic as um, a DC or a Baltimore. If you go to Meralda, Virginia, them folks probably already got all their stuff, right?
Right.
Right.
Somebody asked last night too. They asked about guns, and they did say there's been a surge
Hmm.
in people purchasing guns, but I haven't heard anything about any shortages.
No.
So they got people gonna have guns when they don't have food. Hello.
Hello. They were running a commercial here on TV where they had guns on sale. So I might have to go online and see what they're offering before I go in the store. Because you see, I got my gloves on this morning. Y'all ready for y'all exam?
And the only thing I didn't do is I haven't called Walmart yet, but I did call a lot of major grocery stores, and they said they got plenty of stuff. It's just the stock in the shelves and getting the stuff out to the people. And guys, let me tell you something. The world is not going to stop. And what we're going to have to do is be flexible in how we do business going forward. Because the world's not going to stop shopping, buying, creating, showing up. Things are just going to look different. So tomorrow night, I'm hosting a virtual events masterclass. And I put the price down to $29 simply because I want people to know that you still have options in terms of getting people together. And if they do a global quarantine, trust and believe people are going to show up at virtual events. They're already talking about the psychology of not being lonely and how people want, hey, thank you, CJ. People want to be around other people. So make sure you show up for the event. Again, it's only $29, bit.ly/V as in Victor, E as in Elephant, Masterclass 2020. It's a great opportunity for you to understand how to transition some things that you had going on this year into the virtual environment. Thank you, Heather, for sharing. Thank you, CJ, for sharing. Because one thing certain, two things sure, people are still going to want to be entertained.
Most definitely. You know, and that was something else I was saying yesterday. You know, it's a true fact. Some bills may be at, you know, close to disconnect or whatever. You know, if you can make an arrangement or pay those now before before they start shutting down these jobs, because disconnects and things like that are in their system automatically. It doesn't need a person to cut you off. But when you go to pay, if there's a lot of people in the system trying to do the same thing, it may cause a delay or shut down the system where you may need a person to help you fix that, and it may not be a person there.
But not only that, right now, because it is a national state of emergency, check with your local areas. I know that Mayor Turner has suspended water disconnections because they want people to wash their hands. I've heard a great deal of the cell phone providers have suspended phone disconnections because, again, in the case, good morning, Pat, in the case of a national emergency, most creditors are not going to cut you off. Now, don't take that.
Yeah.
I'm like Rose said, don't take that lightly. Call and check your creditor yourself.
Especially
I will tell you, once this blows over, the mass majority of creditors. Now, Donald Trump said he's waiving student loan interest, and people like, well, that don't really help. Maybe if you waive the payment, kinfolk, you know.
Exactly.
But the mass majority of your creditors, once this is over with, will give you a forbearance.
Exactly.
And this is a great opportunity. And I'm gonna teach them that in the little business credit accountability course. This is catch-up season.
Yes.
If your mortgage company will let you skip a month, don't just take the money and spend it. Take that money and pay your bills down. If your car loan people will let you skip a month, don't just take that money and run off with it. Take that money and pay your bills down. So this is an opportunity possibly for a lot of you to catch up and repurpose some of the money that had you behind on the rock, and take some of that money and put it on your bills.
Yes,
and put it in your business. Don't just go back to, because if you go back to living the same way you were living before, what's going to happen is it won't be long until you're back paycheck to paycheck.
That's right.
And I tell people that with income tax checks. Don't just run out. Good morning, Angelia. Don't just run out and spend that money on whatever comes your way. Invest that money in a way that you're not going to be hungry for your next tax check, the next time it comes around. We got CJ in the building this morning.
Hey, CJ.
TJ, good
So
morning.
this should be a lesson. And guys, again, if you haven't shared this broadcast, share the broadcast. There's somebody who needs, and I'm gonna do a review of some of the things that we talked about earlier. We talked about public events and being really, really careful because you don't know who's been where. And before they were talking about, people who have traveled, but now it's getting to the point where it's not people who've traveled anywhere.
Mhm.
They've interacted with somebody who's interacted with somebody who's interacted with somebody. And now this is just community people. So you don't know who's been where. Better safe than sorry. If you have anybody in your home over the age of 60 plus years old, you don't need to be ripping and running out there anyway and bringing that back home to them.
That's right.
And they say that, I think they say that the virus can survive.
What is it?
On clothes.
Days.
Let me get it right.
On surfaces. And when y'all are out, when you do go out, have you some gloves because they don't want you touching things and then touching your face. So put you on some gloves. When you get home, when you get back in your car, don't then touch your steering wheel with those same gloves. Unroll them, but unroll them without touching your hands. So you roll both of them into each other and throw them in the trash can. That way, it's not going to eliminate, but it minimizes the chance of being infected. We probably, I hate to say it, and I'm not trying to alarm anyone, we're probably already infected because we carry these germs in our body anyway. It's just now how your exposure is interacting with what's already in you. But for the most part, we're going to be fine. We've seen pandemics and things before, and we've survived them. We will survive.
Good morning. Yes, we have. Good morning, y'all. I'm sorry. I was checking on my neighbor who's an elderly woman, and she was in there. She's waiting on her groceries. I was waiting on my groceries, and she's running out of food. And I told her, I said, well, ma'am, I know one thing I can do. I can give you something to eat.
That's right.
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 I know that's not kind of normal for Texas, but where I'm from, you gonna eat. If you anywhere close to me,
Right.
you gonna eat. So don't you worry.
And I get that from my grandma too. And that's another thing, guys. Check on the people around you.
Mm-hmm.
I think, take all things considered, I think we're going to come out of this better than we went in.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to come out of this more financially mindful. I think that, the panic and the fear and the stress that this has caused, when it's over with, y'all shouldn't be afraid of anything, much less going out there making your money.
And not afraid of being able to survive because you've proven that you can. And it'll make us more cognizant of community. I was raised that you take care, you always have something in the house to give someone to eat when they come by to visit you. If you don't have anything else to give, you can give your fellowship and you can give a plate of food or some groceries. So, make sure you check on your neighbors, your family, your elderly friends. Make sure, and even us younger folks, because sometimes you get too proud to ask for something or say you don't have. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why we're all here, is to help each other.
That's good, Rose. I know the thing was the kids a lot of kids, the only food they eat is at school. So a lot of my friends who are educators, we got together. We said, well, I said I could contribute some peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I can do that.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
now they have made the announcement that the schools will have the drive-by for breakfast and for lunch. So, I mean, we just do what we can.
My
Do what
governor closed the schools here for the next 2 weeks. As of yesterday, schools are closed. So as you stated, some children only get those meals at school. And so that's a heartache. And so we have to see what we can do. I tell some people, do not sleep on those food pantries. I know here they have food pantries every Saturday, and they are giving food. One of the food pantries I know of in particular, they're always begging people, pleading people to come, because they said there are some that are really in need. But if not enough people show up, then we have to shut the pantry down. So even if you feel like you're not in need, please come get it and take it and share it with families that are in need. Because if people don't show up, they have to have a certain number of people that sign in and show up, or else they have to shut the pantry down. And if everything does go down, and grocery stores and groceries and things are limited, when it's time for things to come back up and you can't go and find everything on the shelves, those pantries have a lot. And they definitely have the canned goods, and the one that I'm speaking of here in Illinois, they have a lot of fresh items that you can take and freeze in major abundance. So I've gone and gotten things and brought back to share with the seniors that have been in my community because they could not physically go. Also, again, for the pantry, it helped to keep their numbers up so that the pantries don't shut down. So the pantries are definitely a resource. And if people don't have the financial resources.
That's great, Dr. Cynthia.
I mean, I don't, that is great. And we used to be old school like that. My grandma was never too good for commodities.
That's right.
When that commodity truck came with that cheese and that peanut butter
and milk
and them nuts with the shells still in them, and that powdered milk that tastes like graveyard water.
Oh God. But it fit the bill at the time.
It worked. We never went hungry.
Sure didn't.
We never.
Did y'all used to get that salted hash?
Yeah.
I used to love it.
Oh, it was too much. I did too much. You cooked the salt out half a day.
or you have to cook it with potatoes, or you got to cook it with something that's gonna take that salt out of it.
These 2020 pantries, they got to come up because last week they were giving away collard greens.
Come on. Wow.
Squash, zucchini, broccoli, onions.
Broccoli.
In the country.
Rice.
Yeah, you look at Rose, broccoli.
Broccoli. I'm going to the pantry today.
I love broccoli.
Carrots and sweet potatoes and white potatoes.
Let me tell you, when
bagels.
When we was coming up, people used to give us stuff like that. Because they knew my grandmother had so many kids. They would go pick greens. It wasn't nothing for somebody to stop by your house with a bag of greens or a bag of potatoes.
That's right.
A bag of peaches, a bag of corn. We'd be out there shucking corn all day.
Girl,
it didn't matter if it were worms in half of it.
Oh my God.
That piece off that had the worms in it, and you keep on going.
Keep on going. I can tell you, we used to raise chickens. So, you know how the cornfields used to be, the corn used to be really tall back in the day. Me and my mama would get a bag, a brown paper bag, go to the middle of the cornfield. We shuck that, we pull that corn, come back and shuck that corn and throw it out in the yard for the chickens to eat. Then later on that evening, the chicken be on the plate. Yep, but we are in a time where we are going, Coach Frozen. We are in a time where where we're going to have to go back and rely on community and really draw close to each other, because that's what we should be doing anyway. You know what I mean? That's what we should be drawing close to each other. That's what God intended. And so, like Coach said, this will be a time where you will look at things differently, and it is going to cause you to live a little differently. But we'll get through it, and we'll come out on the other end better for it.
You right
Somebody
about
to stop living on the edge. And
Exactly.
I think it's going to draw away some of the materialistic ways that we've gathered up
Yep.
here as of late.
Somebody over here in my watch party coach said, no, not graveyard water. Yeah, that powdered milk was something else. It sure was. But also too, when you go to the food, when we go to get food from the food banks and the food pantry, you need to also be contributing to the food pantry so that it can be a continuous turnover cycle. So it can be continuous. But I tell you what, if they got broccoli at the pantry.
That's true. That's a good point too. Here they also have the distribution center, so you can go and volunteer to help package and put the food items together that eventually goes on the truck to go out for deliveries at the church halls, and even here I'm in Chicago, they do it at the clinics. They have the food truck, they have the delivery, and they come to the local county clinics. And so while people are there being seen by the doctor, they can also grab a bag of food.
Oh, that's a great idea. That's great.
God, and let me tell y'all what my idea. I used to spend a lot of time in community service and a lot of time giving back, a whole lot of time. And what I figured out is my talents and gifts are best used writing checks.
Yeah, because they always need money.
Because they always need money. Your best time and energy is used in the pursuit of your abundance. Because when you get your abundance, you can do things that you couldn't have done without that abundance. You can ride down on a neighborhood and say, who all need turkeys? I used to work with this, when I worked at Chase, I used to work with this church that did Thanksgiving dinners. And they would do a big Thanksgiving dinner, but then they would also do, for the sick and shut in the elderly, cook food distribution. And for people that couldn't come, they would do family meal food distribution. So enough for you to cook your Thanksgiving dinner. But once I left Chase, what I realized is that even as an individual, I can provide 100 families a Thanksgiving meal at $50 each, $60 each. Because that's all you looking at. Get their turkey on sale, get them some, little piece of dressing and mashed potatoes, little piece of green beans, a few yams, a sack of potatoes, a dozen egg, a little piece of cake mix, and some icing, and for $50, $60, but again, when I don't work on multiplying my wealth, I can't make global impacts.
That's true.
It shouldn't be anybody under the sound of my voice worried about not having enough food, not having enough money to make it. What do I do if I can't go to work for 2 weeks? Now they say they are working on a national paid leave standard for people that can't go to work. But my God, y'all, why would you leave your destiny in the government's hands?
That's right.
When you are able-bodied, you are sound-minded, you is kind, you is smart, you is important.
Right.
You let things like fear, and then you say you too busy to work on your business. All of that is bullshit. I raised my kids, took care of my mom by myself. No husband, no boyfriend. I did this shit by myself and still built a business and worked a real job, a job where I could go in there and duck. They look for me every day. So you can do
what you
but
want.
Your mind will let you do. When you stop making excuses about the shit that's on your plate, you take care of it. Some of y'all spend more time talking about your situation than you do addressing your situation. If you reposition your time and quit complaining about the shit that you got to do anyway, because guess what? When you spend all that day talking to people complaining about it, fussing and cussing and bitching about it. When it's all said and done, you still gotta do that shit anyway. So why not shut your ass up and go on and do it, and you'll have more time to work on your next level. Everybody wants the next level.
I want to do the work.
But don't nobody want to do the work that's required for the next level.
I think that's
It's like this jumps off and you realize just how unprepared you are for some real shit. I don't know, guys. I don't know if you know, this should change a lot of your perspectives about fear. You need to be afraid of shit like, what if I can't go back to work for 2 months and these people still want their monies? What if I can't go back to work for 3 months? You know, or what if I can't go back to work for 6 weeks and I ain't got no PTO and these people still want their money? That's how your mind should be working right now. So when I say I'm doing a virtual events masterclass tomorrow night for $29, you need to sign up because you need to come and see what can you do online virtually. What kind of event can you create to make some money? You need to start thinking like millionaires and billionaires. You need to, I told them last night when me and CJ was on, get your millionaire goggles on. Yeah. Because anytime the world creates a problem, the people that create the solutions come out millionaires and billionaires. This changes everything. Everything that we knew about work, the healthcare system, and it's changing at the speed of light. I told them, y'all need to be looking up. Matter of fact, I looked it up last night. Who's preparing those test kits? Where are they sending them to for testing? Who's over the remote testing? You need to be looking up all of that because all of that stock is about to go through the roof.
What? Looked at some of the supplies this morning.
The toilet paper, everything that the water companies, everything that these people are out there, just all of those stocks are going through the roof.
And you don't want to be left on the tail end of that.
And I don't care if the technology stocks are falling right now.
They're coming back up.
They're coming back because all of these companies are going to be looking for remote answers to their employee questions.
That's right.
We're going to have to create a whole new distribution source because they realize now we can't keep going overseas to get things. And when something happens, now we done halted the whole supply business because we can't get to China. Baby, this is about to establish new trade routes. This is about to do so much for so many people. But are you up?
Exactly.
That's good, Coach. Are you up? And I'm gonna throw this one out. Don't wait for the refund check either, because the IRS has slowed down on issuing refund checks. Let me just put that out there. So, you know, those who already start counting it in your head, yes, they didn't slow that down too. It's a matter of time.
But think about this. I don't want to present a doomsday scenario, but you said the IRS is slowing down on distributing checks. Suppose they do send you your check and the banks and the stores are closed. What you gonna do with it?
Well, the banks say they finna lock people in there.
Well, yeah, because banks are
gonna beat that bank.
Nobody. Because
let me say something. Jamie Dimon, she's my old baby daddy. But that Jamie Dimon don't play with nobody. I want to be that focused and driven. I'm good. I'm not that good. I'm about to work on it. Y'all thought I was driven before. Y'all about to see a whole nother coach. So y'all better latch on tight, or I'm gonna hit one of these corners and some people gonna slide off. But this opens up so many opportunities. And we at that point where we either gonna sit at home and woulda, coulda, shoulda, or we gonna go out there and make some stuff happen, y'all.
Exactly.
Pat Chapman said, you see how them big companies working into their benefit with that World Health press conference. Yep.
Yep. Sure did.
You see how that stock market dropped, but it came right back.
Oh yeah, they what they got stock market off the other day before yesterday. They had to cut it off. It was dropping so fast. What?
They said, hell no.
They said, hell no, y'all trying to get your money out, but we said you can't get it all right now. We gotta hold on to something.
They stopped that run on the bank.
What? And see, think about that, y'all. Make sure y'all get some money to put in your house. Have some cash on hand.
Always, but how long have I been saying that?
Cash
how long have I been saying?
Forever.
You need a biometric safe that's fingerprint.
Yep, you have said it.
You get them on Amazon for less than $100. And you need some cash in your house.
Yes.
At all times.
At all times.
And you need to keep your tank full.
At all times.
At all times.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And now going forward, let me tell you the rotation. Can I teach y'all something my grandmama taught me? And it's just not coming back to me. My grandmama kept a freezer.
Mm-hmm.
And in that freezer, she would clean it out 4 times a year. For Easter, everything came out the freezer. She fired up. Hams, turkeys, duck, Cornish hen, all her old cornbread that she'd been sticking in storage bags and throwing in there. All the greens that was left over from the winter, any peaches, anything she had thrown in that freezer. By the time between that Friday and Easter Sunday, that freezer was almost empty.
Mm-hmm.
She started over again. Then came 4th of July. Watch me now.
Mm-hmm.
And for the 4th of July, between Memorial Day in May and the 4th of July, that freezer will get empty again. Right? She fill it up. Then come Thanksgiving. And between Thanksgiving and December, she started whittling away with that freezer again. So she always had this system. Because y'all, frozen food is good 6 months to a year. But it never made it that long in our house. She didn't date shit, but she knew when everything, I think, Big Mama, is this all? No, because Brother Brown brought that coon over here. It was November. What is this now? January? No, that coon's still good. I'd be like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You got a coon. I don't want it if it was old or new.
But see, folks, these days, they look at the date, the expiration date and all of that, and they're afraid to eat stuff, that has been put in the freezer and all of that. But if you're growing your fresh stuff, you get you some fresh vegetables and you blanch them and you freeze them, or you get you some of them mason jars. I bought me a set the other day.
Baby, that's what I'm finna start doing. Let me tell you what my grandma do. We used to have what was called green tomato ketchup. A lot of people call it chow chow.
Yep.
Or pickle relish, whatever you
Chow
call
chow
it.
pickle.
We would take the green tomatoes and we would grind them.
Mm-hmm.
And put different pickling seasonings in them and put them in a jar and let them sit up.
Yep.
Why in the hell we did that, I don't know, but we ate that on everything. Beans, greens, everything. Mustards, collards, turnips, dandelions, pinto beans, lima bean, baby. And that's another thing we ate a lot of.
Yes, we did. How about that dandelion wine?
Red beans, pintos, and then grandma take that ham bone and put in that pot of them white beans and northern beans.
Yep.
And you had some cornbread, and that was hits.
That's right.
Wasn't no whole lot of meat eating either. My grandma take a beef roast this big and feed 50 people like Jesus.
Yep. Everybody got a little piece.
No, everybody got some, and you might not get none because once she made that stew, because Big Mama gonna make one stew a week, and let me tell you what she do with it. Every leftover from that week going in pot of stew.
Doing that soup.
You're gonna start with your basics, your carrots, your corns, your potatoes, your green beans. Then while you eating the stew, you like, what's that, a lima bean? What did it, a little piece of macaroni and cheese? What she got in here? What's cream corn? What is this?
You weren't hungry.
Cream?
Bed.
But it was good. It was always delicious now.
And won't nothing thrown in the trash can.
With nothing thrown away. And that's
But the
another
bone.
thing.
They're throwing away nothing. They're using everything.
We waste a lot of food.
Yes, we do.
We waste a lot of food. Lillian said she bought a freezer the other day. Her daughter laughed at her. She won't be laughing when she wrapping her lips around a pork chop.
Yeah, when she hungry, she'd be like, Mama.
That was another thing we rarely had. You didn't hardly get whole pieces of chicken unless it was Sunday.
Yep, that was Sunday dinner. And you ain't cooked no chicken during the week.
Now, during the week, you got some chicken and dumplings.
Well, yeah, if it's in
Still a
flour.
piece of chicken running through there.
Yeah.
Or some chicken and egg noodles. Or
Chicken
some
salad.
and rice.
Mm-hmm.
Or some chicken and potato. My grandma used to make this potato stew where she didn't do nothing but cut the potatoes up, boil them in water, add some butter, a little flour for thickening.
Yep, and that's it.
You talking about, and a little salt and pepper, you talking about delicious. But that's back when food was food, y'all.
Yeah, when food was real and yeah, and you didn't waste anything. And you didn't want to waste anything. And you didn't sit down at the table and say, oh, I don't want that. You had something else. Either you ate it or your hump were hungry. You ain't had
You didn't just go hungry. You went hungry with a dip in your back. First thing gonna beat your back in and try to make you eat the food.
Yeah, you got to sit there till it's gone.
And then once you get that dip in your back, or you do leave that table, you're not eating man, you're not eating breakfast, bro. I remember one time my auntie was at the table till midnight. And I was like, nigga, go on and eat it. What the?
You're like, I don't like it. You gonna sit there till
I remember one time
like
she tried to stuff her greens behind the back of a radio. Back in there where the batteries go.
What? Now that's creative.
Certain things they hated, but instead of just going and eating them, see, my grandma had 2 sets of kids. The older set was my mother and them. Then she took about a 5-year break and had another set. That other set was spoiled rotten. Them was that tastes nasty now. My mama, her sister, her brother Richard, her brother Junior, the ones that's in her set, oh, them Negroes eat anything.
Yeah,
They don't even stop to question the image and the style that they used to. But by the time I always tell people, if you have more than 4, by the time they get on your nerves, you're going to be like Jesus. So,
yeah, I think we're going to be in for a rude awakening to get back to those things and to get back to community and really wanting to take care of each other and looking out for each other. And that's how it should be.
Good, what you know about neck bones, good? Who they say gonna be chine bones? Some people call them neck bones, some people call them chine bones. My auntie used to barbecue. If you think oxtail ain't got no meat on them, oxtails is a roast compared to chine bone.
Oh, wow.
If you don't know what, CJ, you trying to talk? Over there looking like Warren with your meat on. You trying to talk, CJ?
Oh, yeah, she is on mute.
He is trying to talk.
You on mute, CJ.
Oh, hold on with multitasking. Hold, please. Sorry.
But yeah, I'm telling y'all, man, them chime bones, it be some Sunday drink, and you think oxtail ain't got no meat? Them pork neck bones, bro, they ain't got no meat.
I ain't never heard them called
Actually,
chime bones.
somebody would spend all day cooking them. I could eat a pan this big, bro. They ain't got no meat on them.
Right. I never heard them called chime bones though.
They call them
Not just them damn daggone neck bone, but what about them chicken feet?
I don't do the feet.
Chicken necks.
Bones are very fun.
I don't do the feet good.
You don't do the feet?
Nails.
You use them feet to season up some soup.
When I see that nail,
Oh my goodness. And them chicken neck. The chicken neck. And who eats
now let me tell you, I season me a neck real good and try that neck when he baked that chicken. I eat that neck.
What about them gizzards? Love some
I eat gizzards and livers.
I do too, Coach.
I would smother some livers and some gravy with some biscuits.
What? We have a place here that sells chicken livers smothered in gravy. What? Yeah, y'all know nothing about that. That good eating.
It really is. And what else we used to eat? All kinds of food. And have you noticed that too? The food variety is really, really limited.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we used to eat any kind of fish they caught: drum, trout, whiting, perch.
Mhm.
Any kind of fish they freshwater, brackish. it didn't matter. If it came up on that line,
Fishman used to come around every Saturday morning. How about that poor man's caviar? Get that fish roll out there. Folks, and now I see that in the store as a delicacy. Get you a shad and get that fish roll out that shad. Fry that up with some eggs. What? That's good eating. They call that poor man's caviar. You don't do roll?
I don't do brains either.
Oh, I don't do brains. I don't do tongue either. But I tell y'all what.
I don't do tripe.
I don't like that either. But I tell y'all what. I'll eat me some trotters. Matter of fact, I might have
you talking about the feet?
Them feet.
I
might have to go out here today. Look, I'm finished at the store.
Rose and these feet.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, I went to Norfolk Thursday for a MEAC game. And once we got there, and I told them they was gonna cancel the game, but don't nobody like listen to me, so it's okay. And I'm retired, so I ain't had nothing else to do but to ride. So we get down to Norfolk and we going on to the scope and everything for Norfolk State and Coppin. We get there, get a call, game canceled. What? So it's a little restaurant over. Shout out to Queen Street Baptist Church down in Norfolk. Went over to the church. They cooking the dinner, the fried chicken, the cabbage. It was good, but guess what they had? Girl, they had some pig feet. You talking about somebody who was turning the flips and cartwheels? I was like, I want the pig feet dinner. Don't tell my daughter, y'all, because she'll have a fit. Them daggone pig feet. Ain't nothing like some trotters.
Oh, no, ma'am. Now, I will do chitterlings.
Oh, you eat chitterlings? Now, I would taste the chitterlings, but I don't really eat them.
They gotta be cooked
right and cleaned right.
They gotta be cooked right. They gotta be clean right.
I'll taste them, but now I also eat some hog maws every now and then.
I don't do the maws.
I do the maws and the trotters.
I don't do the maws nor the paws.
I do the trotters. I would trot with the best of the trotters.
Rose, you won't have any problem finding food at the grocery store.
Oh no.
Nobody line for them trotters like you.
They may not be like me, but people like them trotters because I'm gonna tell you, I was on the counting team at my church, and every fourth Sunday we brought in food, and there was one couple. They make pig feet every fourth Sunday. So if I ain't never show up in the counting room, I showed up on fourth Sunday.
And that's what he gonna tell you when you get to them gates. Miss Rose, we don't have pig feet here now. Do you sure you want to show up here?
I'm gonna have to sit there and think about it for a minute. I'm gonna be like, you got some maws?
You
You got
pass
some maws, you got some paws, got some chicken feet, some gizzards. Now they got gizzards. I'll knock you down getting in the gate. But yeah, back then, I remember, I ain't gonna even tell you, I fell in the pig pen one time, y'all.
Rose, I did not know you was a country girl.
I was born and raised in the country. I was.
Yeah, 'cause once she put that Rose Fenton
Roy.
Green Acres is the place.
I was born and raised in the country. We raised chickens. Our neighbors raised pigs. And Coach, I got Jennifer with this one. I told her that some of the neighbors had caught a wild turtle and they had killed it and we ate it. It was good.
Wow.
Yeah, and she can't get over that I ate turtle. And then people eat. I told her, yeah, squirrel, rabbit, deer.
I tried it.
What?
Like I didn't like turtle.
You ain't like turtle? All of it tastes like chicken to me.
I'm not a frog leg person either.
I've eaten them. I ain't gonna say it. If I'm stuck up in this house, I want some frog legs.
Now we're gonna talk. Now that's emergency survival, man. I might have to put some hot sauce on one of y'all legs. Tell my room. Let me see the right one. Let me see the left one.
Wow. No,
My leg is little. You won't get much meat off my legs. My daddy used to take me hunting with him for squirrel and rabbits. And girl, you cook you up some rabbit, put some gravy with it. What? Matter of fact, anybody out there listening to me, it's hunting season. So if you got something for me, let me know. Because you know I want it. Yes, Avis, you know I eats them feets. You know I likes them pig feet.
Rose sound like my grandmother. My grandmother's from Mississippi, Natchez, Mississippi, and
we can get down.
She ran over a squirrel and brought it home.
That's dinner, girl.
I said, Grandma, they're gonna call the police for you.
That's dinner.
She ran over the squirrel and brought it home.
Because you got to repurpose everything. That's dinner.
She said he's still warm. Oh my God.
And skin him, girl. Clean him up real good, soak him. That's dinner that evening. Let me tell you, we used to raise chickens.
I'm gonna let y'all make it. Well, guys, we're gonna get out of here this morning, but I'll be back a little bit afternoon. Guess, listen, guys, keep your ears tuned for updates. We're gonna make it through this. There's gonna be so much help on the way, but you gotta always remember to help yourself. The virtual events masterclass is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We dropped the price to $29 because we really want you guys to attend. The biggest fear you have to fear right now is yourself.
Exactly.
All the rest of the fears are irrelevant.
What's the bit.ly for the masterclass? So I can put it in here.
bit.ly/ V as in Victor, E as in Elephant, Masterclass 2020.
Masterclass 2020. Okay.
BE Masterclass 2020. We're going to get out of here today, guys, but we're going to check on you a little bit later. And you guys be blessed this morning. Have a great day. Stay indoors if at all possible. But if it's not possible, take care of yourselves. All right. Love you guys.
Love you. Bye, everybody.